One. And we're off. Tyler Casillas. What's up, my man? Welcome back.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Living the quarantine life. Got the this is day 12. Been stuck in the house. So.
Did you come down with it?
Dude, my two roommates, they got it.
I
haven't had anything so far. They both lost their taste and smell.
Yeah.
So luckily, dude, I haven't had anything. So
you're pretty healthy right now.
Feeling pretty good, right? I've been feeling great. I mean,
that's good.
I haven't had any issues or anything, luckily. So it's a plus, man. So what's going on your end of the country?
Man, not a whole lot for me lately. I've just been working a whole lot and keeping up with the NFL playoffs, and I've listened to my podcast every day on the way to work, so I kind of know what's going on with trades and everything like that somewhat. And it's been an interesting year, man, with all sports really.
Yeah. So what you trading as in like stocks? Are we talking like sports? Or are we talking?
No, sports trades.
Oh.
Like, a quarterback.
I was
I heard stocks are going pretty crazy lately too, man.
Yeah, GameStop, and I would have loved to have gotten GameStop when it was like I want to say it was like less than $10, I think. Imagine getting that, riding that sucker all up to 400.
Man, that's the dream right there, isn't it?
Yeah, why would you? I mean, listen, if it probably got to 200, I probably would have sold. I mean,
yeah, dude, that's a huge profit.
That is. I mean, just a mere. I mean, let me look that up real quick. Let me just see.
Let's say you put $1,000 into it at $10 a share, or under 10.
Let's see. Oh my God, that'd been nice little vacation payday.
Yeah. So maybe take a couple vacations.
I mean, right now it's trading at $63.77 as it closed on Friday.
Oh, so it did go back down?
Yeah, it went back down. I think. Yeah, back on January 21st, it was trading at $43. So it's a little bit more than what we saw. Mm. So $43 still, you buy. I mean, just based off one stock. If you just bought one stock, that's $400. Plus, you got to pay, fees, everything like that. But still, that's what. Put $1,000 in that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the payoff would be, but it'd be nice.
I've never really played with the stock market before. I mean, I know like bare minimum about it, but seems like it's kind of fun, kind of like gambling almost.
It is. It's gambling for adults. I have messed around with it. I did like a TD Ameritrade a couple of times. It's nice, man, but it's always there in the back of your mind, like, man, what's the stock doing? But it's fun. I definitely would recommend it as long as you knew what you're getting into, of course.
Yeah.
So, speaking of gambling, we got the Super Bowl tonight. So who are you picking, and what's the score?
That's tough. That's really tough, man, because it's like on one hand, you got Tom Brady, greatest of all time, hands down. What's he going for? His 7th ring this year? Is that this would be 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's probably played in at least 10. I mean, that's just so much experience and just being in the big stage every year, like it's hard to beat. And then again, the Buccaneers have a really nice defense right now. Like, their defense is stout. But on the other hand, you got Patrick Mahomes. He's the new he could be the new Brady. I think this is his 3rd Super Bowl, going for his 2nd win, and he's like in his 4th season maybe. And like,
yeah,
man, that could be he's down there. He's gonna be at Kansas City for a while, and they got some studs down there, Kelsey and Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill and all them, and Andy Reid's a hell of a coach. So like that could be that could be the next era of the big dynasty in football. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, man, that's a tough one though. But Pat Mahomes will have them around for a while, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the problem with him is that contract he signed. Okay, that's a huge contract. All right, and you got Kelsey. Kelsey's getting up there in age a little bit. He's not old. Tyreek Hill. You're gonna start having to pay these people. I think they'll be good. Now, 14, 15 wins a year. I don't know, but I think go have in the playoffs every year. But
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. As far as my pick though, man, I just feel like the Chiefs are really hot right now. They can come from behind when they need to. Like, they just get it done, dude. They've had so many come from behind wins. And it's like it's nothing to them. It's like they like it. They like it. Like it makes the game more interesting for them or something. Is how I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I got the Chiefs. I'm gonna say 35-24.
Ooh. Okay.
Throw a field goal in there for the Bucks.
Man.
I think Brady's gonna have a big game. I think it's gonna be a shootout for the most part, but I think the Bucks or the Chiefs are gonna pull away just a little bit.
Okay. That's not. I could see that happening too. Now, what I was thinking, I have Tampa Bay winning. I have went against Tom Brady before in the past, and look where it turned out. So, I don't want to go there, but man, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. He's just. It seems like anytime you think he's out, like just in the last 5 or 6 years, how many times on SportsCenter have you heard, man, how much more Tom Brady got? Tom Brady done.
Oh, all the time, man. I mean, he's like 42, 43 or something. He's getting.
And he just continuously gets better. Or he doesn't get better, he just stays like the same. And have that one game. They don't have that one game where he's just like, what the fuck happened? But he's a GOAT. I hate even saying it. I hate it.
He truly is, man. He you can't deny it. Nobody can.
No. And I even hate to say it, but man, you got to respect the guy. But it's going to be a hell of a game, though. It really is. I think you couldn't ask for a better matchup quarterback-wise in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl.
Not at all.
I mean, the only thing that would have been better would have been, maybe Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. But that never would have happened. But, it's going to be a really good game. I got Tampa Bay winning 31-27.
Okay.
Now, I would love to see a shootout. I'm an offensive guy. I want to see 40s, 50s on the board. But I'm thinking it's going to be 31-27. Tom Brady on a game-winning drive. Calling it right now.
Classic.
and that's just my guess right there. I was thinking about what is the score going to be, and I came down to a 31-27 game. And I just thought about it right now. Tom Brady game-winning drive to win the game. There's going to be a game-winning drive, period. Whoever wins. Whether Tom Brady's going to be driving down the field with 4 minutes left and they score and Tampa Bay's defense has got to hold Pat Mahomes back, something's going to happen of that. It's going to be a really, really good game.
You think so?
I don't think it's going to be like a 31-20 game and somebody scores late and nothing like that. I think it's going to be a very, very, very close game the whole time. Or it could just be a blowout. I don't know. I've been wrong before. But
you got money on it?
No, I'm not betting this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I do plan on doing some betting come March Madness. I do plan on doing that. So
more unpredictable. That makes it more fun to bet on stuff like that because anything can happen, and you get some crazy odds on one of these 14 seed teams playing against a big dog, and they pull the upset. That's big money.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be a very, very man. I can't wait for March Madness. I didn't get it last year. None of us got it. You know,
Yeah.
I was planning on some good betting last year, but you know, they had it other ways. So
they announced that right before my birthday, dude. I was so heated. That's like, you know, springtime tradition.
yeah,
I remember being in college up in Morgantown and like having the TV set up on the front porch and being outside drinking beer and playing beer pong with all the guys and chilling. It was the same year that when we did that. That was the same year that guy from Louisville broke his leg. You remember that?
ooh, yeah, I do.
Like where something like that. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I'll look it up, but let me see here. You know what? That was like 2013, I think.
I think so.
2013, Louisville. Let's see here.
I'm pretty sure it's Kevin Ware, but like, man, it's been like years now.
I want to say Kevin Ware. Yep. I think, yeah, Kevin Ware. What was his name? They had all those wins vacated. Yeah,
Really?
that Louisville team, they had that tournament title vacated. They had the Big East regular season championship vacated. They had the Big East tournament.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got something about some stripper, like that, something to do with strippers or something like that. Yeah, Rick Pitino got old. He was he was on something with prostitutes or strippers or something like that with recruits or something like that, or I don't know, something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah, I bet that's how they got all the good players at Louisville. Shit.
yeah, it was a part of the 2015 University of Louisville basketball sex scandal. Yeah, it said a former Louisville basketball player, Andre McGee, arranged and paid for strippers and prostitutes to perform striptease dances and sexual acts for 17 prospects and former basketball players between 2010 and 2014.
Right in the middle of the championship run.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So do you think Rick Pitino got a striptease on that, or do you think he was just for the players?
Shit. It's hard to say, man, because I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
It's like, hey, man, go play for Louisville. Go play for Louisville. Get your striptease.
Yeah, maybe they're all sitting in the locker room with the strippers, and he's like going over X's and O's in the middle while the guys are all getting teased on. You know, he's got the little clipboard out, the little dry erase board. You know,
it's like I'm next. Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, shit. If I was a player, if I was a high school recruit, say like you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, come play for Louisville. Some stripper walks in. You know, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, dude, it's like this is what I'm about to do for the next 4 years. You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, yeah.
I bet stuff like that happens all the time, man. I've heard some stories at WU about like coaches, and they'll set you up with like someone that goes to school there, and then they'll take you to parties and shit, and like show you around campus and all that stuff, and show you some of the wild side of Morgantown. You know, I'm just hearing that like secondhand, but I wouldn't doubt it.
I bet it goes on in a lot of major college sports.
I believe it.
Programs, big programs. I mean, you had that Adidas scandal not long ago in certain college basketball teams. I mean, that stuff's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's something like Penn State or anything like that, I mean, I don't see a problem, you know.
Man, I agree. Just let them live. They're young. They're doing their thing. They're not getting paid or anything, so they might as well have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I mean, I think Rick Pitino, I think he's a really good coach. But hey, but I'm really, really looking forward to March Madness this year. I really am. I'm looking forward to the sports. Really.
That'd be not looking too bad, man. They just got that win over Kansas like a day or two ago.
Yeah, they got a stretch coming up though. They really do. They got like 4 more ranked teams. They got to play Baylor twice in that stretch. Baylor hasn't lost a game all year.
Man,
They got Texas and Oklahoma, I think. So,
man, if we could get 2 wins out of that, that'd be nice.
yeah, I mean you already beat Kansas. You know, this whole year is crazy. But I think if with the schedule that they have remaining, if they can get over half of those games, go 3-2 in that stretch, if they can beat Baylor somehow one time in that stretch, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at top 4 seed regardless what happens the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I think. Plus, you got the Big 12 tournament coming up. I don't know how that's going to look or what they plan on doing, whether having conference tournaments or not. Maybe it's just going straight to the NCAA tournament. It's really hard to say. But this field is wide open. Outside of Gonzaga and Baylor, it's wide open. And West Virginia played Gonzaga very, very well early in the year. You know, they played them better than any team had.
Too.
What's that?
That was an early game, too.
Yeah, that was an early game. You know, that was, you know, the loss to Florida, that should not have happened. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. But, yeah, I think this team can, if they can consistently shoot the ball, and that's been the problem with Huggins' teams, they just can't shoot consistently. You know, you get a streaky shooter, you know, one night, the next night it's cold. You know, but I think as long as they can get a good seed in the tournament and somehow catch a lucky break on, you know, teams they play, they might have a good shot.
Yeah.
But outside of how this team plays and what I've seen in the past, they're not making past the Sweet 16 unless they get a consistent shooter. So, but you said something. You were something about a snow story. I've been really tell me what you got with this. I'm really interested in this.
All right, man. So you know, I'm into snowboarding. I like winter sports, kind of my thing. This is my first season that I've gone since I moved from West Virginia like 4 years ago, because I didn't have any room in my car when I drove across the country for all my snowboarding equipment and my snowboard. So I finally shipped all my stuff out and got a new snowboard, got some boots and everything, and I made a trip about a week ago up to Big Bear. So like for Southern California, like you know everybody thinks of like LA, the beaches and everything, but if you drive like 2 hours east, you're in the mountains, and they get dumped on with snow like pretty pretty good. Like for instance, you know, I was trying to drive up on a Friday, and they got like 2.5 feet of snow the night before I drove up. I had my chains on my car and everything, and they were just getting dumped on, man. And you know, I was driving up the mountain. It's like I said, it's about a 2 hour drive from my house. I was driving up the mountain, and I get like 10 miles from the slopes. I was almost there, and my car starts puttering, dude. Like it's like, and I'm like, oh shit. And like I'm pretty much in the middle of nowhere. It's on this windy road. There's nothing, no houses near me. Like I'm just in the middle of nowhere, and I barely made it into a turnout at the top of like a top of a little hill, and then my car like wouldn't go any further. So luckily my car stayed turned on because like the snow was coming down, man, like an inch or two an hour. It was coming down, and basically, man, my throttle went out. I mean, it was a little more complicated than just my throttle going out, but it's pretty much my throttle went out. And I sat on the side of the road for 7.5 hours with my car just hanging out, waiting for a tow truck.
Dang.
And, yeah, and the worst part about everything was I think they got 28 inches of snow that day as I sat in my car, and I didn't get to snowboard on any of it.
Yeah, because I remember when we talked last weekend, because you were originally supposed to come on last weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like, but man, that's so. How many inches was it?
28 inches in 24 hours.
Man, I've never seen that much snow. Honestly,
It was
seems like
dumping. It was dumping.
wow. And where is this?
It's called Big Bear. It's like east of LA in the mountains. Like,
Wow.
pretty big, dude. The elevation, like you think about something like Snowshoe, like big mountains for West Virginia. That's probably about 5,200 feet. You know, the peak at Big Bear is like 8,800 feet. So it's a little bit up there. Like it's a little bit harder to breathe, and if you're drinking alcohol, you get drunk a little quicker because the altitude, and it's different.
Oh wow, that's 5,200. Because I think Snowshoe, or I think it was like Fish. Well, Snowshoe. Yeah, Snowshoe is 48. That's what it is.
Oh, 48?
Yeah, it's 40. Yeah, 48. Because I remember actually, shout out to Dylan Schaefer. That's the first person that told me about that because where he goes up there a lot.
Yeah, I've been up with his little brother. Actually, had a really good snowboarding trip with him one time.
Yeah, and he was the one that told me. He's like, yeah, man, the elevation here is 48, and it's so easy to remember just because.
That's funny.
I was thinking around like 5,000 or something like that, but yeah, it's 48 on that. But yeah, it's
Snowshoe gets a lot of snow too, man. Like where they're at, like I've been up there when they've gotten dumped on before too, like a foot or two a day. Like they it comes down up there.
You ever thought about going to like Colorado or anything like that?
You know, I'd like to, man. I've got this season pass that I bought this year, and it's good at like 15 different. It's unlimited days at like 15 different destinations across the country in Canada, and one of them is actually Snowshoe. But there's a few of them in Colorado, and then there's a few of them in California, like Mammoth. Mammoth's probably like 6 or 7 hours away. Squaw Valley's probably about 9 hours away up by Lake Tahoe. Like it works at a bunch of different places. So to answer your question though, I would love to go to Colorado to snowboard. I've heard it's amazing out there.
Yeah, I went out there back. It was like September 2019 is when I went, and man, I loved it out there. I didn't go out in the mountains area like snowboarding or anything like that, but man, that's an awesome state. Like
Colorado's beautiful, man. You're absolutely right.
you got the legal weed out there. It's just there's so much. Man, it's awesome. I can't even really talk about it. It's just awesome. You gotta go. Yeah, if you haven't out there, go to Colorado.
Colorado's the first place I actually bought legal weed. When I moved out here to California almost 4.5 years ago, we stopped right outside of Denver, and dude, we walked in the shop. I felt like a kid in a candy store or something. I was just looking at all the products, and it was amazing.
That's how it was for me. I remember it was Aurora, Colorado. I think that's where the place was. And I remember walking in there, and you walked up to the front desk. The lady was like, "Hey, I need to see your ID." So before you even walk in there, a lot of places you buy alcohol here. You bring the beer up there, bring it. Nope, they scan you right at first. So when you first walk in there, man, it's like, wow, all this weed is legal. It's like a convenience store. You're just like, okay, I want to see this, I want to smell that. And I was like you, man. I was like a kid on Christmas. I was like a candy shop, the same. I was smiling like this, but yeah, it was awesome. I swiping with a debit card, I didn't have to. So it was nice, man. I'm hoping it's everywhere, which I think it will. But
man, I would love if West Virginia did it, just because, like, for one thing, the revenue, man, there's so much money to be made off of it.
Oh, I mean, well, I've seen something where like Pennsylvania and Maryland and Virginia is looking at legalizing.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, West Virginia will be one of the last ones to do it. They'll be one of the last like 5 or 10. So, I'm not getting my hopes up about it. Now, I don't know if you still play it or not, but NCAA football. Did you hear about that? Man, tell me how you felt about that. You talking about a kid at a candy shop, kid on Christmas. What was your feelings when you first heard that?
Man, I just thought back to the last time that I played it and what I was doing around that time, like 2014, 2013. I was still up in college. Me and my friends were playing the game together all the time and like playing online against each other. And dude, that game is great. It is a great game.
Oh, man, you talk about a game that I could sit there with, sober as a bird and play that game all night long is NCAA football. That and Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah, it was great too.
Man, the dynasty mode, the coaching carousel, the conference realignments. Man, I hope they don't screw it up. I'm hoping they don't.
I love the actual gameplay itself too.
Yeah.
Like I remember one of the years they redid like how you run the ball. Like they made it way more sensitive and the jukes and everything became way more realistic. And I was like, man, this is like real life. This is incredible.
Yeah, I did always like the gameplay, like the feel of it, way better than I ever did Madden.
I agree.
I think Madden, of course, now it's been, was it
like 7 years?
8, 9 years almost, because it came out in July 2013.
Ah.
So, yeah, you're about 8 years almost. By the time it comes out, it'll be 9. I mean, that's if it even comes out next year, which I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it comes out next year but I'm really thinking about buying the game again. I might spend $150 on it.
Dude, I probably would too, honestly. Like I love playing football games. I do play Madden, but like it's nothing compared to NCAA. What do you think about like are they gonna pay players now or like for the game or what do you think is gonna go on with that?
Well, I know California, they passed something where, that they're getting rid of the old rule, as you would say, where players can get money for their likeness, which I believe they should, Now, how that will affect NCAA, I did see an article, and I'll try to find it, it basically was saying at first, at least maybe the first installment or maybe the second, it's not going to be the likeness how it was in NCAA 14 or in the past. Now they're going to have the stadiums, all the teams, everything like that will be to likeness. But the players themselves, until each state gets on board with it or they pass something nationally, which will happen, then they won't have the likeness how they were before. Now that won't change the fact that, people in these groups, how they do now, just go in and edit the players. As long as they give an option to edit the players, then they'll be fine. People will go in
roster and everybody can play with the team, like
and they'll go in, they'll edit the players, they'll make it authentic as it gets. So I'm not worried about that aspect of it. But to your question about the paying the players, I don't know how they'll do it. Maybe, hey, each player gets $5,000. I think Madden's
they do something like that with Madden.
Yeah, Madden, I think players get like a $10,000 check. I heard Pat McAfee talking about it the other day. So,
I did too, man. I watch the same show. I love that show.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, here's your Madden check. He said something about $10,000. Okay, college players aren't going to get that. I don't think. You're probably going to get, $2,000 to $5,000 probably, which that's pretty good. That's more than what you're getting.
Well, I mean, they got more players to play too.
Yeah, more teams, everything like that. Now, what some players will do is you can get money for autographs. Like the crap that Todd Gurley got in trouble for back when he was playing, the autographs, that should never have happened. I think players should be able to do that without having the school's consent or the NCAA's consent, whichever. Now, the cover athlete, I don't know how different that will be. Maybe they'll get rid of cover athletes. Maybe they won't.
With the cover athlete, don't they usually do it after they leave?
Yeah, they always did it like that. So like Tim Tebow was the cover of 2011, so he was never in the 2010 season. So they always did that, like Denard Robinson, all of them. So they were already gone by then. So I don't know how that will go. If you're paying them, you could have an active player per se. So it's really hard to say. But I don't know, man. I'm just excited for it. I really am.
Can't wait, man. I cannot wait.
I am going to do this though. I was talking to Zach. I said I was going to do an NCAA tournament, like a live stream on here.
Oh.
So for you, and since you live far away and all that stuff, and I'm just going to get like an eight-man tournament, maybe 12, depending on who's wanting to play, and we're just going to stream it. See who wins. It's going to be fun.
Maybe put a little money in it.
Yeah, put some money in it. Yeah, do a little legalized gambling.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
We all got them.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm just looking forward to taking a crap hole team and building them up
from the ground,
like Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? I did that with Hawaii once. A tournament. I put them in the Pac-12. Turned them into a beast, dude. Yeah. So, yeah, that's gonna be really fun, man. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, before I get you off here and everything like that, before we finish up, I wanted to ask you about sports. You were talking about that. When do you see sporting events going back to complete normal, or what's your hope with this? With COVID and everything, where we have it now, you're starting to see some fans come in the game. Where do you see it getting back to full strength, fan-wise?
Well, I think the fan capacities are going to go with everything else that we're doing in society right now, like the restaurants and movie theaters and concerts and everything. So I think when one goes back, they'll all go back around the same time. As far as when that happens, oh man, I don't think for a while. I'm thinking like 2023 maybe. We just got a thing at work the other day where we have to wear masks until 2023 now. Like it's a new mandate that we had to sign.
Really?
And, yeah. So like I think it's expected that this is gonna, where we're at right now is gonna be the new normal for at least a couple of years.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So you have to. Wow, that's crazy. See, I think, me personally, I think it will vary state to state in that terms. Now, for sporting events, I think it all relies on this vaccine. Vaccine really, really plays a role into how this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is by the end of the year, maybe not have. There's still going to be people wearing masks and stuff like that. That's fine. But sporting events getting back to some type of normalcy, as college football, the pageantry of the game,
mm-hmm.
that was something that was really, really missed this past year. I don't know if you watched the UFC fight the other night or not. It was a couple weeks ago, the McGregor fight. They actually had some fans in the stadium, which was nice to hear. So I'm thinking by the end of this year, beginning of next year, I think you'll start seeing some type of normalcy getting back, as sport-wise at least. But,
man, so my Dodgers won the World Series this year. I didn't get to go to one game all season.
Yeah, that Braves Dodgers series, man, that was Dodgers, man. It's got so much firepower, man. Like you guys signed old Trevor Bauer, I think, too. We traded him. Yeah, man.
He won a Cy Young, didn't he?
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah, But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how that plays out. But I'm really, really looking forward to baseball season this year. I think baseball will start having some fans back in though. I really do.
I hope so.
I think they'll start like slowly, like I said, depend on state per state, but I think you'll get like 50 to 75% capacity towards the World Series, maybe. That's just that's being optimistic.
Yeah. I really hope so, man, because I really want to go to some games next season.
Well, spring's right around the corner, so you'll not too much longer, and you'll get to go. But
See what happens.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, I do appreciate you coming on and everything.
Yeah, bro.
We'll get together again. When you just let me know when you come back in, and we'll hopefully by then everything's kind of a little bit more normalcy. We'll go out and do a couple things there. But yeah, man, it's always great talking with you. You're a good guy, and we'll talk again.
Likewise, brother.
All right, man. You have a great rest of your day.
All right, man.
All right, man. I'll see you
Later.